For the last decade or so, businesses have poured billions into building the perfect data platform. The big dream? A single source of truth. But what if that truth isn't really telling you the whole story? Okay, let's get into this because we're talking about a huge leap from just hoarding data to actually using it to make the business better. So picture this. You're a leader, you're in a big meeting, and this is the question on the screen. It's a massive, high-stakes question. So you turned your super expensive, multi-million-dollar data platform, your fancy dashboards, and nothing. Crickets. You know what happened, but you have no clue why. And here it is, the punchline. Right at the beginning, the very tools we've spent years building to give us answers, well, they have a huge blind spot. The answers we're all looking for, they're not just hiding in the numbers. They're buried in the real-world web of actions, decisions, and workflows that created those numbers in the first place. To really get this, we've got to rewind a little bit. For the past 10 years, the data platform has been the holy grail of IT. It was this massive promise to finally tame the absolute chaos of enterprise data and unlock this dream of making data-driven decisions. So what even is a data platform when you boil it down? Well, it's a technical masterpiece, really. Its main job is to be the world's best librarian, grabbing data from every single corner of the business, cleaning it all up, and neatly organizing it into one giant library. A data lake or a warehouse, so we can finally find everything. And hey, let's be clear, they absolutely delivered. They gave us that central library for our data, way better quality in governments, and the power to run some really complex reports. We could finally see what was going on with our data pipelines. This was a super important foundational step, no doubt about it. But it wasn't the final destination. And that brings us to the big turning point in our story. After all that time and all that money, leaders were still asking that same frustrating question, why? It started to become painfully obvious that having all the data in the universe isn't the same thing as having the answers. Here's the difference in a nutshell. Your data platform is great at making a beautiful chart that shows customer satisfaction dropped by 5%. That's the what, but it can't tell you why it dropped. Was it that new supplier we started using, a tiny change we made to the return process, maybe a gap in employee training? The why is just a total black box. I love this metaphor. Think of all your raw data as the exhaust fumes coming out of your company's engine. It's a byproduct, right? It's proof that the engine is running, but the real work, the important stuff, is happening inside the engine, the processes, the human decisions. Data platforms got amazing at analyzing the exhaust, but they completely forgot to look at the engine itself. Okay, so if analyzing the digital exhaust isn't going to cut it, then what's next? Well, this is where a whole new category is starting to emerge, the process platform. And this, right here, is the next major evolutionary leap for any business that wants to stop just reporting on the past and start actively improving its future. A process platform is a whole different animal. It's an environment that's all about something called integrated process excellence. Its main job isn't to collect data, it's to connect the dots. It unifies the people doing the work, the processes they follow, and the systems they use to finally give you a true cause and effect map of how your business actually runs. And this just spells out the difference perfectly. We're moving away from just looking at reports to actively managing the business. A process platform lets you map your entire order-to-cash process, for example. It then connects your operational metrics, like on-time delivery, directly to financial results like your profit margin. It brings human tasks into the picture and even uses AI to create this constant feedback loop of improvement. All right, let's make this crystal clear. Let's put these two ideas side by side, a little head-to-head showdown, to really see how different they are at their core. Just look at this breakdown. A data platform's goal is to organize data. A process platform's goal is to optimize the processes that make the data. The output, it shifts from pretty dashboards to actual managed results and real improvement. And this last one is huge. Ownership moves from the technical data engineers over to the business leaders, the people who are actually on the hook for performance. It's about accountability. Okay, enough theory. Let's make this super concrete with a real-world example we can all understand. A customer calls and they're not happy. They have a faulty product. How does each platform see this one event? To the data platform, it's just another row in a database. A new ticket is created. A satisfaction metric dips a little. It's a static, isolated data point. But to the process platform, Oh, that single complaint is a thread you can pull to unravel the whole story. It links directly to the return process, the quality inspection records, the data on which supplier made that specific part, maybe even the training records of the employee who handled it. It's not just data anymore. It's a completely traceable, actionable insight.
So you're probably wondering, okay, how does a company actually get there? The good news is, this isn't about ripping out your expensive data platform and starting from scratch. It's about building a smarter layer right on top of it.
The path forward is actually pretty logical. It's a three-step journey. You start with what you've likely already built, that unified data foundation. Then you layer on the missing piece, the process context, mapping how your business actually works. And finally, you switch on the intelligence, using AI to connect all the dots and start predicting what might happen next. You're turning passive data into active knowledge. So what's the ultimate goal here? What's the big prize at the end of this journey? Well, it's a pretty profound shift. It's about changing your entire company's posture from being reactive to being proactive. And the results really do speak for themselves. We're talking about finally getting true visibility across all those business silos. You can manage risk and build resilience in a much more integrated way. You create a system for continuous, measurable improvement to your bottom line. And eventually, you can even enable processes that learn and adapt on their own, powered by AI. You literally build an organization that learns. At the end of the day, this is about way more than just new software. It's a leadership philosophy. The goal isn't just to scramble and hit this quarter's numbers. It's about building a resilient, intelligent system that can sustain those results quarter after quarter, year after year, no matter what the world throws at you. So that leaves us with one last, really important question for you to think about. When you look at your own company, your tools, your meetings, your priorities, what do you see? Are you spending all your time and energy looking in the rearview mirror, just analyzing what's already happened? Or are you building an engine that's actually capable of shaping what happens next?